How y'all already start the comments before I get here? Y'all ain't supposed to start the comments before I get here. I guess some people got some things to say, so they're just gonna start the comments before I get here. That's all right. Give me about 2 seconds. We're gonna get going here. I'm gonna tell you guys a story too as we get ready to get going. 1 second, guys. All right, so as I give everybody a chance to log on, let me tell you a quick little personal story here. So today was a little late getting online to talk about the Carolina Panthers and the Cleveland Browns. And the reason that I was just a little bit late is because it snowed here in Charlotte. If you are not in the area, it snowed here pretty good. I didn't go get any groceries yesterday, so I ran out to go get some groceries. Like, let me go real quick before the weather gets really bad. And I need some new tires on my car. I knew I needed some new tires. And I basically couldn't even get out the driveway. Actually, I probably got like 20 yards out the driveway onto the street, got stuck, had to take 45 minutes to get my car pushed back with a neighbor running into the garage, then ended up having to walk to the grocery store to get food. So that all made me late, but you guys are joining on pretty quickly here, so I don't think I needed to waste much time giving you a story about my day. So what's up, everybody? Chris Jenkins with Charlotte Vibe, credential media member that covers the Carolina Panthers. Here to talk about the Carolina Panthers versus the Cleveland Browns loss today. And just to let you know how this is going to go, I'm going to first go over some things that I have written to talk about. Won't be long at all. This is an interactive show. As soon as I get through all that, I'm going to go back and scroll through all these comments that you have here. So please go ahead. If you got a question, got something you want to talk about, go ahead and type that now. I will come back and read those questions, as well as good news to say that the super chat is now enabled. You guys were wanting me to get that on there, so super chat is enabled. So first, let's go ahead and talk about what Thomas Watson just mentioned, cleaning house. Is Ron Rivera's job safe? That's probably kind of like, we could talk about the details, but you know, is Ron Rivera's job safe? I'm laughing at some of these comments. And normally I would go to say his job could be safe, right? We had a winning season last year. This is just the first losing season. I know historically we can't have back-to-back winning seasons. And I would say, not yet. But the difference that I have this year with this is that we have a new owner, and new owners like to, you know, if you buy a new house, you typically going to, you know, change out some things. You're going to change the paint. You might put new windows. I mean, you're going to put your touches on it, right? So with David Tepper in this, I'm sure at first he was like, okay, new house. I mean, it's not bad. I don't have to come here and make all these changes, so I'm good. And then you get into it, and you know, like 6 months later, you're just like, man, you know, I kind of was okay with that paint, but I don't really like that paint no more. You know, the windows were all right, now I want to change. So I feel like because of the new ownership, that Ron Rivera's temperature on his hot seat is a lot more warmer than it's ever been. I don't know if that was correct grammar, but his seat is quite toasty right now. I can't say I feel confident about him making it next season. I feel confident that he'll make it through the season. Don't know about next season. A little off script because I got a little outline here that I'm gonna go through some stuff. Hey, I made a video. The seat is burnt, huh? I made a video earlier this week and I got a lot of backlash, man. I don't usually get too much backlash. I tend to be and try to be just an honest, straightforward guy. You know, there's a how I personally feel about something, and then there's the journalist response to something. And I had mentioned that I did not feel good about Carolina Panthers' ability to make the playoffs. And I got backlash saying that I'm not supportive of this team. I don't want them to win. How could I be doing my job if I'm not supportive of the team? So I just want to quickly address that and say I appreciate everybody that's on here. I appreciate people that agree with me. I appreciate people that disagree with me. I'm okay with that. But just keep in mind that there's a journalistic responsibility that I'm going to cover and talk about what I think is going to happen from this team. And then if you guys want to ask me personally how I feel, I mean, I'm a fan. So got that out the way. All right, let me go ahead and go through. You guys are loading up the comments, man. I like it. I like it. I did get a lot of backlash. But anyway, I'm going to come back because I want to answer you all's questions. So let's talk about this defense. Again, you guys definitely can jump on me about this one because I haven't really said this too much all season. But I'm going to say it now, and I should have said it earlier. Our defense is pretty average, like very, very average. Our defense is not playing consistent at all, which if you combine all their not playing consistent, it's what's helping us lose games. You know, at first I just felt like, well, it's just a misplay here. Or misplay there. But, you know, this defense, I guess it took me a while to say that they're average because I still feel like I still see Luke Kuechly running out there doing good. I still see Dante Jackson out there doing good. I still see James Bradbury shutting down Mike Evans. So I'm like, we're just a little bit off. And we are. But, you know, if you look at make it factual, you know, do my job and just being a journalist, you add up all those, just a hair off. And that's the difference that makes, you know, from a great defense to just an average defense. And we don't have a good enough offense to overcome it. I mean, our offense is doing pretty darn respectable. They making some mistakes, but it's our defense. Today, we did start to look like we were going to do some things. But honestly, for me personally, if you're following me on Twitter, if you're not, please follow me on Twitter. Please follow me on Instagram. All social media, everything is Charlotte Vibe. I never still felt good about this game, even when our defense was doing some positive things, because I didn't feel like it was going to be what they're saying is this complimentary. Shaq says we're not average. We're very bad on defense. We got some turnovers today. Turnovers. We need turnovers. We got 2 turnovers. Luke Kuechly, Thomas said we got some turnovers. But when we got the turnover, that whole complimentary football thing, you know, I didn't really get what people were saying about that. But, you know, complimentary defense does something good, offense does something. We don't have that. So when the defense made the recoveries, we had mistakes. We only had 1 hit on Baker Mayfield today, and that was when Captain Merlin got a sack. 1 hit. 1 hit all day on Baker Mayfield. That ain't good. We allowed Cleveland have over 100 yards rushing. That ain't good. So maybe you can't say our defense is bad. I guess I'm slowly getting there, being really critical of those guys, even though I've been criticized about being critical. Even though when the team is 6-7, you can't say a whole lot of positive things. Our run game was stopped today. You know, we eventually got some good yardage out of it. Terrence Moe, it's like some of you guys' comments just stick out, but our run game wasn't there today. And last thing I'm gonna go over, then I'm turning completely over to you guys. We're gonna have some interactive conversation because I always like to say, I'm a man of people. I work for you guys, so I gotta answer your questions. Penalties and mistakes today were huge, really big, really big. We had 10 penalties today, 68 yards worth of penalties. A lot of them were very untimely, you know, but when can you have good penalties? Weird ending on that first half where we had some timeouts, didn't call a timeout. Heineke to come in there to throw the deep ball, which you saw that was coming. He throws the deep ball, but he doesn't throw it into the end zone, makes the catch, but, you know, what is it good for? You know, that was kind of strange. Cam had a good first half, was doing pretty decent, 15 of 20, no interceptions, being efficient. And then came that second half. You could say Devin Funchess was part of his incompletions. Didn't do as well. Got an interception, and he's like, And then how about this? I want to know what you all think about this, all right? And again, I'm going to come back to these comments. I'm giving myself 1 more minute of blah, 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 and then we're going to interact. How about that delay a game when we were going to kick the field goal? And then we end up getting out of range. And then Rivera says at the end of the game that what they were trying to do was draw Cleveland off sides. And when it didn't happen, you know, they had to delay a game, whatever. Ah, man, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Why would you not go for that kick to try to, you know, we're playing to win the game, right? We're playing to win the game. And then Devin Funchess, he's getting less and less time. Devin Funchess is my dude. And man, I interview a lot of these guys one-on-one. I hate being critical of some of those guys. Devin's one of them. But he had a pretty bad game today, miscommunicating. But in the locker room, he fessed up to it. He was like, you know, that's on me. That wasn't on Cam. That wasn't on nobody else. That's on me. So it's just strange how this team has so many veterans, so many good people, and you're seeing this demise. All right, that's it for me. Keep the questions coming. I'm going to scroll back up and start to run through these and give everybody some shout outs. All right, so let me go on back and start to work through this. Appreciate everybody. By the way, I made it to 3,000 subscribers. I appreciate it much, sincerely, heartily. Tell a friend about me. If you're watching and haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell notification. I got more player interviews coming up and may do one live where you guys can ask that player questions. I even got an interview with Ian Thomas that I'm just slow at getting them. All right, so here we go. Cam says, of course Cam chokes. There goes our playoff hopes. Yes, we don't have any playoff hopes. My son during the game was like talking about these playoff scenarios. And I care about the playoffs, but we got to get through this game first. Maybe mathematically there's still a chance. I'm going to totally ignore that graphic if I see it watching football tonight. When you lose 5 games in a row, you're not making the playoffs. If you do, you're just going to get annihilated. But no, we're not making the playoffs. No matter what Cam and the offense does or doesn't do, who in their right minds think we could have made the playoffs with our defense? I mean, I think a lot of people will say we can make it with our defense because I feel like we got the pieces, but something's happening where these guys aren't playing all the way through, man. And I just do say that goes back to some kind of coaching, some kind of frustration. Something's happening where mentally these guys that are good, they're not doing it. We got good pieces that aren't doing it. Tizzy, keep pounding. Cam, we won't be able to pound. Shaq Bar, time to clean house. There will definitely be some changes in the offseason. You can record that. Keep pounding. We will get it next year. Says Darius Lothar. Colin Amara, did Ron Rivera have a presser? There was no notification on press board. Yes, Ron did have his presser. There wasn't many highlights from that presser. Let me see if I can bring up what he said really quick, if anything was out there. Yeah, I talked about the delay of game that he said. Ron did say that he didn't feel like there were going to be any changes like he did make last week. But what do you expect him to say minutes after the game is ended? He's not going to say, yeah, everybody's going to be fired. I mean, heck, he's probably thinking about himself right now and all the crap that he had to deal with for this week. So that was another thing from Ron as far as personnel changes. And then, a few of the things like some play calling, he said refer to the coaches or refer to the players. And on why Carolina's consistently not making plays on a week-to-week basis, he said the thing is we have to look at exactly what position we are putting them in, and is that too hard? Which, so those were some of the comments from Ron. Hey, so I see I've gotten $2 from Super Comments, so hopefully I'll figure out how that happened. But I appreciate it because I need it. Time to trade Cam? No way. Time to get him healthy, but not time to trade him. Get Baker Mayfield. You guys are making some jokes. Zay Burrell, are we crazy? Why would we trade Cam? Yes, we're not going to do that. Didn't get more snow in Valentine. I did hear or kind of see that there was more snow on North Charlotte than it was on South. I am personally in North Charlotte, so we got a good amount of snow. Cody Lackney, what's going on? Get Lamar Jackson. He would actually be a good fit here. I'm just reading some comments, guys, so don't kill me. But thanks, Cam. Why can't we trade franchise quarterbacks already? Because franchise quarterbacks are extremely hard to come by. Who have we had as what franchise quarterback have we had other than Cam Newton? Yeah, you got to give Jake Delhomme some really good credit. He took the team to the Super Bowl, but he didn't win it. Cam took him and didn't win it. Cam's had an MVP, so these guys don't come by often. That's why they get paid so much money when you get one that's halfway decent and you think they might be because it's so critical for the team. I just think that Cam will have something else done on that shoulder, and he'll be fine after that. It's not Cam's fault. Nah, it's not Cam's fault. Zay Burrell, this dude, Cam, it was. Thomas Watson says clean house. Zay Burrell, exactly why everyone blaming Cam like that. I mean, you know, some of that just comes with being a quarterback. Everything goes well, you get all the credit. Everything goes bad, you're supposed to take, you know, the blame for it. But I will say this, and this is going to be more in tomorrow, so I always do a day after thought. Supposed to have Ashley Stroline with WBTV on the show tomorrow. Thomas Davis made an interesting tweet today, taking blame. So some of those things we'll talk some more about tomorrow, but today I want to give you all a chance to have some interaction here. LB says we trash. Yeah. Paul Hayes, hey Chris, sorry you have to endure this. This could be the worst collapse by the Panthers. I don't remember a time when the season fell apart like this. Agree? Hey, so another part of my coverage is I like to be real, tell you guys what it's like doing my job, being in the locker room, etc. It is terrible, agonizing preparing to do broadcast after a loss. It is even more terrible preparing to do a broadcast after we have lost 5 games in a row. Because honestly, I don't know what you guys want to talk about. I don't want to even come on and do a video, to be honest with you, because I'm like, I don't want to just be Mr. Negative. But, you know, I do love what I do. By the way, if you see me out and about, say hello. I love what people do. I'm a friendly guy. But yeah, it's tough. I think somebody did say it happened, you know, within 3 years ago, maybe. I hadn't had a chance to fact check that, but this team does do really good one season, really bad the next season. So it's kind of our cycle, unfortunately, right now. Tarquizzi says, nope. Shaq, fire Rivera, hire TD to coach DC. Not sure what all those initials mean. Zay Burrell says, no, Cam, bro. He threw it right to the defender. Cam playing terrible these last games. Cam. Yeah, Cam is making some mistakes. No doubt Cam is making some mistakes. But our line is inconsistent. They'll do pretty good, then they won't. Certainly a turnover is more costly than a tackle for a loss or a line breaking down and you getting hit. You know, interceptions are really, really bad. So, you know, I see that. But yeah, Cam's he's been playing pretty fair. I feel like he's been playing pretty. Hired Greg to be the head coach. I still don't know Greg who, I'm sorry, but Shaq, I don't know what Greg you're talking about. It's time to get younger on defense. So, Taquizzi, I don't even know if I'm saying your name right, my man, but so people like Julius Peppers, I see being gone. We know center Ryan Khalil is going to be out. Speaking of Ryan Khalil, how about some of those penalties that we had today? Just some really strange penalties, just even illegal motion on number 1. When I heard that, I was like, what could that be? But then I saw the play. Cam was walking forward and Ryan Khalil snapped the ball and we had illegal motion. But, you know, having Moulton, I believe it was Moulton, had a holding penalty on a touchdown by Christian McCaffrey. Just some strange things happening, man. LBH, what's up? Cam was bad in the second half, absolutely. Missing wide open receivers. Yeah. That's that whole compliment. Like, we can't play balance. Meaning, we have a good scoring drive by the offense, yay, rah, rah, rah. But then when the defense comes back out there, they'll play solid, boom, big play. All right, solid, boom, big play. And then the defense allows us to score. A defense gets a turnover, and then we can't come back and score. We might only come back and kick a field goal. So that's, for me, that's what's so frustrating, is that you see all the potential there every single week. I mean, heck, we've been losing games by 1 and 2 points all season. I mean, today, this was probably like our second biggest blowout outside of Pittsburgh, because we normally only lose by a point or two. And it's like you're just playing just enough to be in the game. And I feel like the season is definitely over, because whether you're professional or not, if you lose something week after week after week after week after week, it's tough to get that back on track without something major happening. Something major being new coaches, which I don't feel like we're going to have during the season, or a new season. So either way you go, that makes this season be over. His arm is shot. His arm is hurting. The season is burnt. Yes, it is. Terrence Murray. Cam says exactly. Paul Hayes, Ron Rivera will be fired, maybe even before the season ends. I've already commented on that, but I appreciate your comment, Paul. Brandon says the Carolina Panthers lost 5 games. We have 3 games now. The New Orleans Saints clinched the NFC South, back-to-back champions. That is true. Thomas Washington says Cam gone. 5 games, homie. Funches the new Kelvin Benjamin. So let me ask this question, really. So if you all are watching, I'm just curious. I feel like I got a decent group of football-savvy subscribers and people watching. Should Cam be gone? Yes or no? So that's the question. Go ahead and type it now. I want to see how many people say Cam stay, Cam goes. Go ahead and type that right now. Ron shouldn't allow to coach the team, fire him. We going 7-9. Zay Burrell says Steelers really messed our season up. So the Steelers was like, you know, in boxing, you had this undefeated record. You get this guy, he knocks you out, and you know good for the rest of the season. That could be it, man. That's plausible. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm making up words tonight, but how could you not look at it like that? The Steelers messed us up. Funches, where was he? Not doing good. Funches didn't do good today, LBH. Cody Lackney, why on earth would you get any backlash for that? It's been apparent since our loss to Detroit. Cody, I think I already touched on that, but I definitely appreciate your comment. You're not a fan, you are a reporter. That's what I'm supposed to be. He got on the field, says Zay Burrell. Cam, I'm a good quarterback. From 7-9, we won't win another game season. We're going to win another game. We are going to win another game. We got the Saints left twice. We got the Falcons left. I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to look into the camera sincerely. I'm going to really struggle to do my job if we do not win another game. I need to report on some positivity. Out of the 3 games left, I personally feel like we're going to win one of them. Even if we lose against Atlanta, the Saints, I just feel like one of them, there's got to be a win in that. I can't see us just losing the rest. If we lose the next 2 games, I don't know. I think Ron Rivera might finish the season, but it'll be known that he's going to be fired at the end of the season. LBA, he's a fan and a reporter. Yes, I am a fan and a reporter, and I distinguishedly say when I'm talking as one or the other. I think that's what's fun about, following a guy like me, is you get a person that's just a person. I'm not a, hi, this is Chris Jenkins reporting from Baker. I'm a person like you guys. I'm lucky enough to get credentials, talk to these players, be in the locker room, talk to coaches, and bring you the facts. 29 missed a big tackle, unbelievable. Faith Liber, do you think we will make the playoffs? Nah, Faith, I do not. Trill 1, gotta go list. Cody Lackney, not today, man. There was an emergency. All right, maybe that was a side conversation. Shaq, Florida, we aren't making the playoffs. LBO, to hope we lose out because this draft got a lot of good players. Do you think we will make it to the playoffs? Dante got scorched. Dante did get scorched, man. That's just untypically so fast. At least I have a backup team. We will be back Tuesday night. The Chiefs, we got beat by the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, that's like, wow, we got beat by a team who was so bad, a beer company put vending machines all throughout the city to give away free beer if they won. But I will say this, I won't give Cleveland Browns all the credit in the world, but the Cleveland Browns that have been playing late since Baker Mayfield has been at quarterback is not at all the team that went 0-16 last year, not at all the team and franchise has been so terrible. This is a pretty decent team that this Cleveland Browns is coming to be. So they did play some good football today. We need D-line and secondary and O-line to bring 2 fast receivers. Christopher, not average, very bad. Cody, understand. Everywhere, we bad everywhere. I picked the Browns. Shaq, I think you did say something early about you picking the Browns. So we got about 4 minutes left. So I know there was a few super chats. So I want to make sure I get to those because you guys are helping contribute to the existence of Charlotte Vibe, and I really appreciate it. Anytime anybody can help contribute because we are completely self-funded, funded by subscribers and viewers. So anytime you can give, even if it's $1, please do so by doing a super chat, or there's also a GoFundMe, which I have at the end. And if you're certainly watching up until this point, we're about 26 minutes into this. Really appreciate it, really appreciate it, really, really appreciate it. What do you think about this? I believe our defense line got old over the course of this last season. We have 0 pass. I don't feel like we're old. Other than Julius Peppers, you got Dontari Poe isn't old. Mario Addison isn't old. F.A. Abada isn't old. Kawhi Short's not old. Kyle Love's not old. But they're not as effective as we certainly expect them to be. We do have 0 pass rush most of the time, which is why at times Rivera's experiment with deactivating F.A. Abada and activating Marquise Haynes. He definitely looks to do that when there's turf because we feel like Marquise Haynes got some speed that they can use. And they just haven't found a lot of balance to be able to get that pass rush going like we need them to. Poe's a waste of money. There's nothing wrong with the receivers, the defense, coaches. It is the QB. Y'all act like y'all get in trouble if you all call out Cam. Quit being so nice. Now, I put that question out there. I haven't seen much response back, but you know, I welcome conversation that may not be typical. In 2017, we hot streak that was late in the season. We lost 5 games. Yeah, but can we get Lamar Jackson? Y'all just saying how you feel today. Poe is trash. Can guys on our defense fine for not playing hard when the defense is playing better? The offense was terrible. Yes, they can't play well together in unison. We're slow, old, injuries, and predictable. Stop blaming that man Cam. He can't carry the whole team. LBH, Cam did lose the game for us. Thomas Washington. Put Marty Hurney out of a job. They should never been allowed to come back. Okay. Deborah Hunter. I can't agree with you more. I blame more on the coaching than the players. I think they should sit Cam the rest of the season to heal his shoulder. I'm pausing for a second because we're going to really think about that. Go ahead and sit Cam. All right, so record this, tweet it back, whatever y'all want to do, but I'm going to go on record and say this. So the team really, truly knows how hurt Cam's shoulder is. Cam absolutely knows how hurt it is. Our playoff chances are, again, they may mathematically still be possible, but realistically, it ain't going to happen. Cam Newton is your franchise quarterback. I really don't see them wanting to let him go no matter what. So, I say this. If you do sit Cam for the rest of the season, put that guy into surgery. This is CMS calling to tell me probably surprising news that school is canceled. And for anybody who lives in the Charlotte area, you know school is going to be canceled for probably at least 3 days. You can't have just one day out of school canceled in Charlotte. You got to have, come on, man. My son wants to come into my live broadcast to say absolutely nothing. But made me lose my train of thought. Cam Newton, if we sit him, have his surgery this week, get it over with so he can start the healing process now and not, waste an extra month that he has to sit through OTAs, that he has to sit through training camp out because he's hurting that shoulder. If he needs it and you're going to sit him, you're out of the playoffs, then do it now. But if you're not going to sit him, I don't know. Am I about to contradict myself? I don't know. I'm sorry you guys are witnessing me thinking live here. Sit Cam. Yeah, all right, that's it. That's how I feel. If we can't make the playoffs, and if he does need surgery, then I feel like, yes, go ahead and sit Cam Newton now, get his surgery underway, and let some other guys play. That's how I feel. You got it out of me. There you go. End of the first half of the season, I still got the Notre Dame, Zay Burrell, Mark Barber. Let's go Browns. Hey, y'all won, man. LBH, Zay Burrell, Trill. It's time to get younger on defense. Funch's days are numbered. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I have a pretty fair professional relationship with Devin Funchess. I am going to try to get him to agree to sit down and talk with me at the end of the season, whether that's in Charlotte or in Michigan, and just ask him a lot of questions about this season, ask him a lot of questions about the future. So cheer me on, you guys, for that happening. But that's what I mainly like to do, is get those one-on-one interviews to just go straight to the horse's mouth and get some questions answered. I think it's a pretty fair possibility that it could be his last season, and I want to see what his thoughts are on that as well. We should have won that game. Devin needs new hands. Let's go Chiefs. All right, I'm going to quickly go through this. I don't like to make these more than 30 minutes. And again, if you're still watching, I'm going to do a day after thoughts tomorrow with Ashley Stroline of WBTV, and we'll talk some more about some things. And appreciate everybody watching. I know the Sunday night game's about to come on, and I got to do some. I don't know how my son just said hey, and he's sitting here in front of me, but what's up? What about 3K for Charlotte Vibe? That's what I'm talking about, Thomas.
Oh, he did.
That's what. Can y'all just adopt? I'm gonna tell you. Look, my birthday is coming up this week, and I am going to be soliciting people to contribute. So the quick story is, Charlotte Vibe is an independent media supported by you guys. So I need donations, contributions, whether it's $1, it adds up, and it helps me do a lot of cool stuff to help connect fans to players, which is what my motto is. I work for the people. So there's my quick spiel. But I'm going to wrap this up. Quickly saying, Uptown Down, appreciate you. Appreciate you, appreciate you. I don't even want us to go to the playoffs. If we do, just risk injuries and we'll lose the first game. Still blame the coach, right? I'm just going to scroll and see what you guys are saying about keep Cam active or not for the rest of the season. It's 1,000,001 comments here. Steelers expose us for who we are. I would sit Cam and CMC. No, I would. If you sit, only sit Cam, man. There's no reason to sit Christian McCaffrey and others. I mean, they're still very young players, and they still need to get reps. They still need to get, keep things going. They're not Hall of Famers yet, where they're 10-year veterans to rest. Play him, but just maybe spread the love to some other people that you're trying to evaluate and see where the season goes. I'm on franchise on this Panthers. Why does McCaffrey? I don't know what that means. We have so many good players that deserve to play on a winning team. All right, so I am not going to make it through all these comments. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. I will get in the comments later and type some responses to some of the things that I didn't get to cover. Again, thank you all very much for watching. Subscribe, tell a friend. Make sure when you do subscribe, hit the bell notifications. Ron Rivera did have his presser today. Cam had his presser today. To me, the mood in that locker room seems to be the guys they're tired of it. They don't have any great words to say. Cam said, you know, he's done with cliches. So it's just going to be a grind for the rest of the season. Next up is the New Orleans Saints, a Monday night football game. It's kind of funny how we're going to a Monday night football game after just losing 5 games in a row. And it's really going to spoil that thunder. But that's next up. Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe, Credential News member that covers the Carolina Panthers. Thank you all for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.